week ago. Joining us now to talk about these rising gasoline prices, slack demand and ample supply, and the Obama administration's all of the above energy policy, which seems in many quarters to mean none of any available. Robert Bryce, Senior Fellow with the Center for Energy Policy and the Environment at the Manhattan Institute, author of the book Power Hungry, The Myths of Green Energy and the Real Fuels of the Future. Thomas Pyle, the president of the Institute for Energy Research. Good to have the opportunity to talk with both of you. Robert, you're there in Austin, Texas, Energy Central. Tell us real succinctly why in the world we have to put up with 15-year low demand, a run-up in crude oil inventories, ample supply, and record gasoline prices, near-record gasoline prices.
Well, sure, that's a key issue, Lou, and I think as your previous guest discussed, I think a lot of that is the issue of Iran and the fear of military conflict with Iran. But I hope we can also talk about the.
Well, no, we're going to talk about Robert. Robert, don't do that to me, man.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, Lou, I'll let you
I'm asking a straightforward question, and
sure.
We'll get to lots of others. But I want to hear from two energy experts on what the dickens is going on here, because this is taking money out of folks' pockets. Tom, give it a shot. I mean, I can't believe energy experts can't succinctly say to us why in the world, with demand at a 15-year low, supplies at this level, that we have to put up with working men and women in this country having to pay these prices.
Well, I think you got to look at the global demand. It's going up in other places in Europe, and here it's down, but it's skyrocketing in Asia, and this price is a global price. So even though the price of crude is level, the price of the distillates is going up.
I'm a little confused. So why are we trying to reduce demand? Why are we even messing with this? You're saying our destiny isn't in our own hands.
Our destiny is in our own hands, actually. We can do more here by having our government send strong signals to the market that we are the number 3 producer, but we want to be the number 1 producer.
Well, let me jump in if I can, Lou.
Yeah, I want an answer.
If I can jump in for a second. Well, the answer is that what used to happen in the global oil market was that we traded just crude. Now what's happened in the last decade, and particularly in the last 5 years or so, and the U.S. is a leader in this trend, is that the refined products market is a global market now. So that U.S. consumers are vying for the same gallon of gasoline as motorists in Mumbai, Shanghai, and Rio de Janeiro. So this is not, if we could set, the point is, we cannot set the price. The price of oil is always going to be set in the global market, and that's what we're seeing now.
Then we lose. You're just saying to us that we lose.
No, I
don't think that's what I'm saying, Lou. I'm saying that the price is going to be set by the market.
Each one of us wants to see greater oil production, right? Mm-hmm. We want to see more exploration. We want to see more refining. Sure. So how do we create the incentives? How do we awaken this administration or the next to the reality that we're going to reconvene the laws of supply and demand, and that we will put the American consumer first? Because as you and I are talking here, the world is deleveraging. Right now, the world is deleveraging.
Sure. And
we're watching globalization roll back. And we've got to take control of our own future, and no one is talking honestly about that reality. We're only talking about, by the way, 4 million barrels of finished petroleum products and export.
We all agree on the supply issue, and we've got to do more in this country than we can. The other thing we need to do is take a look at the regulations that are being hammered down on the refinery industry. Mm-hmm. You're looking at a rule, for example, where the refineries have to pay a fine to blend a product that doesn't exist in the marketplace yet.
How many blends are there for the summer? How many blends?
There's several blends, and they're regional, and they're all over the place. And the blending issue is a concern. But the bigger concern is these layers upon layers of these regulations on the gas. And it's sending the refinery business overseas.
What you guys are saying, though, Tom, Robert, what I hear you saying is we could wipe out all of those blends. We could get rid of all of those regulations. And we still would be subject to global demand, rather than have control of our own natural resources and the way in which they are produced and refined. And the American people aren't going to buy that.
We can have an energy renaissance in this country. It's happening on private lands right now. And the industries that follow, the manufacturing
Not if we don't take control of our resources, Tom.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
let me jump in here, Lou,
that will help do that.
Please, jump in.
Yeah. Well, I have to agree, or disagree rather, a little bit with Tom here. I think one of the key issues is the issue of boutique and regional blends. The U.S. has the most balkanized motor fuel market in the world. We have at least 15 different blends of gasoline that are used during the year. Right. That amounts to about 45 different grades. Why are we having this? I think this is something that could easily be addressed by the EPA and/or the Obama administration. Simplify logistics and ease the flow of motor fuel throughout the country. It's not happening.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? I mean, this president's already said he's not going to come up with a silver bullet, a magic solution, a short-term solution. In fact, the EPA is going out trying to kill the coal industry and tear up our utilities in this country, which are, 43% dependent upon coal as a source for power generation. Sure. What can be done here? I mean, the American people, Tom, we're getting murdered by this administration.
We need a change in direction of the leadership in this country, or we need new leadership in this country. Because if you look at the significant problems in the energy space, they all tie back to how the government is mismanaging and micromanaging the energy sector in this country. And
do we have the